What's up, it's Michael Bumpus with Seattle Sports, and we're here to talk about the offensive and defensive coordinators for the Seattle Seahawks. Let's start with the offense. Shane Waldron has done a great job adjusting and getting the tight ends involved. You have to remember, he used to coach the tight ends, so he understands how to attack the middle of the field and the flats with these guys, especially with Will Dissly. He's got 21 catches on 22 targets. Every time you throw the football to Uncle Will, he's gonna catch the football. How does he do it? He does it on the backside of a boot. He does it going across the middle. He does it hitting the flats. When you can run the football, you can get the tight ends involved. That's what Shane Waldron has been doing. Also, he has been taking what the defense is giving him. He's not forcing the ball down the field. When you look at Geno Smith's throws down the field, they're not into double and triple coverage typically. Every now and then you take a chance, but for the most part, these guys are in spots where there is space on the field. Now, how is Shane Waldron going to adjust? Right? This is how you do it. When you're in a 3-by-1. Last week we saw a 3-by-1 formation, and you saw 3 or 4 pass concepts to end the game or in the middle of the game, and you put that on film. So now when teams get out there and they see that 3-by-1 formation, or they see the down and distance, defensively you're thinking, this is familiar. Let's look at their tendencies. What does Shane Waldron and this offense like to do in this formation? Shane's objective is going to be to show him that formation in that down and distance and do something different off of it. Last week, we saw him run the same play twice. He made an adjustment on the outside, tagged Tyler Lockett on a hitch and go, boom, you score a touchdown. Those are the type of adjustments that you need to make to keep defenses on their heels. I love what they're doing. All right, let's talk about the defensive coordinator, Clint Hurtt. What adjustments has he made on this defense? We saw at the beginning of the year, this defense was getting ran all over. Was it scheme? Was it execution? Was it personnel? I think it was a little bit of both, right? That's why you bring in Carl Scott and Desai to help on the back end, and Clint Hurtt, you take care of that box. He's done a great job of doing that. Last week, we knew that the New York Giants wanted to run the football. They're the second best running football team in the league. How are you going to stop these guys? They got into a bare front. It's when you cover the nose and you have 2-3 techs in between your guard and your tackle, and you allow your edge rushers to apply pressure that way. You clog the middle of this thing and says, look, you're going to have to bounce it out to our edge rushers and put them in pressure, and we're going to walk our safety down to help as well. He's making adjustments, right? Throughout the season, that's what you have to do. You have to look at the offense and say, what do they like to do? How can we stop them within our scheme, within our defense, and then allow your players to make plays? There's a time during the season where I felt like this defense, they're playing like robots. You don't want robots, all right? You want a guy who's going to do his job, but when it's time to play football, you go ahead and play football within the scheme. And I think when you are 8 games into the season, these players start to understand exactly what you want. You got great teachers on this side of the football, on both sides of the football. But like I mentioned, you got Clint Hurtt, you got Carl Scott, and you got Desai. These guys are working together to tie in the back end with the front end. You get pressure with these guys in the box, you should be good on the back end. We're seeing these guys play football loosely, freely, but responsibly. I love what I'm seeing out of both these offensive and defensive players. You mix in these coordinators, man, gotta stay versatile. You gotta continue to grow and see what they do.